This is Cynthia, the most expensive filing cabinet in the world. Cynthia is a CNC VMC, a computer numerical control vertical machining center. Electronic machining center. It cuts things in 3 dimensions, very clever, has 12 different tools it can change according to a computer program, which if you know what you're doing, you can punch into this. It's been here over 20 years now. It's the only thing I've ever bought on finance. I borrowed a lot of money to buy this, and basically we've never used it. And I can't get it out now without taking the roof off the building. So if anybody need a VMC, get in touch. The idea was to make component parts. And there are plenty of other guitar makers who machine a whole neck, almost from rough to completely finished on a machine, almost identical to that. It would also make fingerboards. It would cut them to size, it would cut the slots, it would put a curve on top and cut inlays into it. It would also make bridges, any shape you like, any number of holes with a curve on the back. It would also make truss rod covers, which you can buy for 15 pence a time. And these actually were made on Cynthia. In fact, in the machine are the offcuts from when we used to make truss rod covers on Cynthia. Trouble is, every time you want to change what the machine is doing, you have to change the fixture, the holding device for holding the piece of wood. That takes a long time. You have to reprogram the fixture into this to tell the machine where the wood is and which tools to use. And if you're not very good at it, that takes a long time as well. And I can do it quicker by hand. If I was trying to make 1,000 of those, Cynthia's your man, Cynthia's your woman. Turn her on, go away. I'm not trying to make 1,000. I used to make these by hand, now Alex does it. And we don't time it, but it doesn't take very long to make one of those. They're not exactly the same every time, but it doesn't matter if they're not exactly the same every time. With Cynthia, everything will be accurate to 1,000th of an inch or better. But I've given up. The difficulty of holding the work, I can demonstrate if you were to look inside here. There's some jigs here that would you use to hold the wood in place while you machine it. But as I've said, every time you change the piece of wood, you have to change the device. We make about 7 or 8 different scale lengths instruments here: mandolins, mandolas, citerns, guitars, basses, different guitars. If I was making 20 or 50 or 100 of one type of fingerboard, it might make sense. If I want to make one and then make another one, a different one, and another different one, it doesn't make sense. So bit by bit, I've given up. Cynthia is now redundant. She lost her memory, the batteries have gone flat, and she needs to be retired. So bye-bye, Cynthia.